Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Couch Crocheter, episode 80. Mandala Blanket Challenge 2022 for myself. This is going to be blanket 1 part 3. Woohoo! Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Couch Crocheter. This is episode 80. I'm doing a challenge for myself for 2022. I'm doing 5 mandala blankets in 1 year. The very first blanket that I chose was Mandala Madness, and it is on the YouTube channel of It's All in a Nutshell. You can also find the written pattern at her website, It's All in a Nutshell. So guys, I'm just going to go over the colors that I used and how far I got. When I last left you, I finished row 23. So now we'll be at 24. Let's see. So 24 used Seaside, which was number 9, which I believe is this guy. No, he's 8. Oh, here we go. So this was the color I chose for Seaside. They had the same color. Yeah, number 9. Yep, Seaside. I chose Craft Smart Never Enough, and the colorway is teal. Then we went from using number 9 and 10, which turned out to be making the sun in the pattern, and that I also used Craft Smart Just Enough, and this color is gold, which I thought was nice for the sun. So that was row 25 and 26. You used both of these colors. You ended up doing like a shell. No, not a shell. Like, I don't even know what it's called. But on the actual blanket, it's these rows that you use 25 and for 25 and 26. And you end up carrying the gold yarn through 2 rows in order to make this sunburst, which I thought was pretty awesome. And then, let's see. So next rows was 27 and 28, and they both wanted Seaside, which again was this color. And then that was just outlining the top of the sun and creating this swoop. Then you have row 29, which was the end of the video tutorial and the written pattern tutorial of part 3. And that she wanted number 11, which was Ultraviolet. And for that one, I chose Nicole Studio Classics by Nicole, and the color is Orchid. I'm sorry, it's orchid. Oh my God, why can't I say that plant? Not an orchard, because that's apple. Orchid. Oh my gosh. Orchid. And that color they wanted, Ultraviolet. And what this one did, and I thought it was pretty cool, was make this, gosh, what does she call it? Ruffle. She calls this a ruffle. So I don't know if you guys can see, but it is 3-dimensional. It does stick out for that row. And then, you know, you do the outline again, outlining, you know, this arch or chevron, I guess you can call it. Then you do, you know, more shells. That row I really, really enjoyed. I feel like that row went really, really, really quick. Because it was fun creating those shells. It was really fun. Well, fans. Fans, that's what she calls it. Yeah, fans. Okay, so then the beginning of part 4 was row 30, and that called for Spearmint Green, and that I used number 8, which is Craft Smart Never Enough, and this one is Mint. Now, I've used this one before in row 16, 17, and 18. So it's the 4th time being showcased. And what this did was behind these fans, there's these granny shells. And then you have this little section right here. And then you outline this side over here and then go back into granny stitch shells above the fans. So then it was row 31 was again, oh no, I haven't used this one yet. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Fuchsia, which was Craft Smart Never Enough. And I do believe that this yarn color is fuchsia. Yes, correct. And this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th time showcased in this blanket so far. And what this one was just kind of outlining one point. And then able to create in the next row with the front post double crochet this little poof right here. But basically it's just outlining the granny shells and still continuing on with this chevron. But there I noticed it does start rounding a little bit more with this pointy chevron. Maybe this one's a better example. It looks a little more pointy. So no, you see this pointy stuff, and then right here with this spearmint green, it kind of gets rounded, and then the fuchsia really kind of rounds it out along with the granny square. So I thought that was interesting. So then 32 and 33 went back to the spearmint green, which was this guy, Never Enough Mint. And then that created, whoops, wrong way. This guy right here. So that's kind of also making it round where like you do double crochets and you get really close over here. And then, you know, double crochets and then really close. And this one was a back post and then just crocheting on top of that back post. Then the very last one that I did was row 34, and that asked for poolside. And I chose this one for poolside. I thought it was a very nice pool color. Craft Smart, again, this one's just the value economy pack. It's not the Never Enough. And this is called Crazy Enough Aqua. So I thought that was a cool color. And this row I really, really enjoyed as well, because this one you did the cluster stitch, and then I think it was 5. Correct. So you do 5 double crochets in one stitch, and then you remove your needle from your working loop, and then you go back into the very first crochet on the side facing you, go back in, this is your loop, right? Here's your line, here's my needle. So you go in this way, right? You work it up, do-do-do-do-do-do. Here's my loop, I take it out. I go in this way on the first stitch, the first double crochet you created. Then you come back in, you pick up this loop, and then you like bind it together to create what she calls as a bobble. So I thought that was a very interesting way to do a bobble stitch. Now I know that down here with this original bobble stitch here in the Cherry Ice, I think it is called 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Cherry Ice. That she did the same thing here. So it wasn't something new that I learned because we did that same thing right here. But guys, I'm going to insert some pictures here of what it looks like on the floor all spread out, and then what it looks like on the back of the couch. I'm really, 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 really happy with how the color combinations are working up. I think the next row, or not the next row, the next section has that bright, bright orange that I chose. We're going to see how that turns out. And I think I also might run out of the candy floss that I chose the light pink for. I do have a backup color for it, I believe. Yes. It's kind of like a corally color. That one did not have a label, so I don't know whose it is. And then I figured if the bright, bright, Simply Soft orange that I chose, I don't have a backup for that yet. I don't know what I'm going to do if that orange is like knock your socks off, makes this blanket from elegant and a little hippie-ish, a little trippy to gaudy. So we're going to see how that one goes. So that's as far as I got with the blanket. Again, I was using an H hook. And it's from All in a Nutshell, Mandala Madness cow. www.it'sallinanutshell, all one word squished together, no, nothing fancy.com. So guys, that's all I have for you today. That is all the farthest I got. Well, not the farthest, this as far as I got with the mandala blanket. I am excited to move on to the next step. I do have some ends to tuck in. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 ends. So I guess I'm not quite done this round. But, I'll tuck them in just a moment. And then tonight while I'm up here, I don't know if I'm going to work on this or try to start something new, small project. I just feel like since I worked on this last night, I'm exhausted by it at the moment. It does take a lot of brain power. I did not sleep much today. I did not think I was going to come in, but I decided to come in anyway. So I don't know if I'm going to work on this or start like a lovey or something, where it's kind of mindless, yet I'm still getting, stuff done and productive. Oh, and guys, there's another thing that I've thought about. With all that's going on with me trying to find a, new employment or new career, I'm constantly filling out, applications and resumes and going on interviews. And then when I do get a job, which I hope is shortly because I do have another interview coming up this coming week. And with, adjusting to that and possibly adjusting from going to third shift to first shift, which I really don't sleep at night anyway, I decided to take off the Grateful Dead hoodies on my crochet along challenge for myself this year. I'm still going to do the slippers, and I'm still going to work hard on these mandala blankets. I just feel like it's just too much pressure and just too much. I don't want this to become, a stressful push, not fun, not relaxing, not enjoyable project. So I'm just scaling it down. And I'm sorry if I disappoint you guys by taking off a whole nother challenge. I just feel like it'll give me more time to own in on these and own in on, slippers and seeing how many pairs I can make of those within the next, my goals of having 1 pair a month. And then just working on, mindless projects in between where I feel like I need a mental break, from patterns and stitch counting and all that stuff. So again, guys, I hope that's not disappointing for you, but I just did make that executive, my goodness. Ooh, executive decision tonight. Well, actually earlier today, I was thinking about, coming up here the next time I got up here to start one, because I still need one for February. I'm like, I'm already half past February and I feel like I am behind on this. And I did get the slippers done for February, but I just think it's too much. And that's okay. Not all goals are meant to be set just because, or meant to be, accomplished just because they're goals. And it's also okay to realize when you've got too much on your plate. And you might be drowning if you keep, trucking on the way that you're trucking on. Again, I just don't want it to become like, something stressful or, I don't want to use the word chore. But for lack of better words, I don't want it to become a chore. So guys, that's all I have to share other than my Melody B-Tie reading, Journey to the Heart, daily meditations on the path to freeing your soul. We are on February 2nd. And this looks like a bit of a reader. Again, I got my coffee Tonight again, I think Honey ordered me caramel crunch. Yep. I alternate between just the caramel and the toasted caramel crunch. Now, let me tell you, side note, commercial break, side note here. I love Wawa coffee. And if you do not have a Wawa around you or do not have access to their coffee, please, please, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I will go shopping for you. Obviously, you'll have to pay me because I am poor. I would love to give it out as a gift, but at the moment, I am poor. But if you would like to try Wawa coffee, they do sell it by the pound. It is delicious. It is, I think, better than Starbucks, and I know there's going to be a lot of haters out there. I think Starbucks is a little expensive. I think it's a little overrated, and I really don't like their coffee. I'm over Dunkin' Donuts. I don't like their coffee anymore. You know, McCafe, nah. If I'm making coffee at home, I go with Sam's Club's brand of Members Mark, 100% Arabic Colombian. I hope I said that right. Maybe it's Arabian Colombian, Arabic Colombian. I forget which one, but I love Wawa coffee. And I know that it's like, you know, a West Coast thing in just our little tri-state area. I believe we have them in Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut. I don't know if Virginia has any. And I don't know if Ohio has any. And I know the more up next to New England you get from leaving us, it becomes definite Dunkin' Donut territory. Going up through New England, like every 3 miles, there's a sign for Dunkin' Donuts. So, if you love coffee and you would like to try Wawa coffee, let me know in the comments down below. Send me an email. It's thecouchcrocheter@gmail.com. We'll get together, and I can definitely send you some Wawa coffee so you can try it as well. They come in cool flavors. I don't know what they all have available right now, but their new seasonal winter flavor is, for hot coffee at least, is called the Winter Blend. I love it. Now, one negative thing that I do have to say, right now they have this blackberry, they did call it blackberries and cream, but now they're calling it blackberry cobbler. I don't like it, only because I'm not a big fan of fruit flavors in my coffee. Other than a while ago, and we're talking 2 years, when I was on Dunkin' Donuts, before I got into the Wawa, that was like further away from my house, they did have a banana split flavor that I loved and thoroughly enjoyed, but they don't have that anymore. But I just don't think that, you know, notes of berries are one thing, but I tried it and I was like, oh, no, no, no. To me, it just was not a good combination. Now, I'm sure to, you know, 85% of the world, they're like, oh my gosh, that's delicious. Just for me, it just was not my thing. Anywho, now that I've gone over this coffee kick, January 2nd. Cherish today's lessons. I'm brokenhearted about my divorce, the man said. I've spent 4 years searching for a new wife, trying to recreate my family, trying to jam the pieces of this picture back into place. All I've gotten from my desperate search is more pain and anguish. It hurts other people. It hurts me. I'm tired of trying to manipulate other people to meet my own needs, to postpone my own grief. Some of us may be desperately trying to recreate the life we once had, but fear, pain, and desperation won't attract the answer that you're seeking. Desperation attracts desperation. Pain attracts pain. And the downward spiral goes. Yes, loss hurts. Sometimes life hurts too. But loss can't be negotiated. Becoming obsessed with putting the pieces back in place is an understandable reaction, but it won't work. Yesterday cannot be superimposed on today. We need to go one step further from yesterday. Feel the obsession and let it go. Feel the desperation, then release that. Come back to the lessons of today. They're different from the lessons of yesterday, but just as valuable. We face many losses along the way. People we no longer love disappear from our lives, and we may lose a career, money, or something else we valued. We can lose our dreams too. But looking for quick replacements as a way to avoid feeling pain about the loss won't work. And we'll miss the lesson. Before we can go on, we must feel our sadness about what we lost. Losses demand acceptance. Eventually, life will send you new people and new dreams. Cherish this time to grow and learn. Cherish what the universe is teaching you now. So guys, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Be safe and stay groovy. Bye.